Now we'll talk about practical things. Explore some solutions. My first guest is Wendel Trio. Wendel, you have an amazing application, I have to say. You're working for the Climate Action Network. Before you were working for Oxfam, for Greenpeace. Based on your experience, what is the state of play today, and what is the best way to improve things?
That is a very big question, and unfortunately I won't have the time to go into that. I will also run off immediately after my presentation because I need to be in another panel. But next to the overall kind of long-term, comprehensive, ambitious, fair transition that we need, and for which we need lots of policies, regulations, measures, finance, etc., I actually want to address two short-term issues. I mean, we are living in a climate urgency, and there's a number of issues that need to be dealt with very soon as part of that longer-term transition. The first one that I definitely want to raise is the issue of the 2030 target. In Paris, countries agreed that they would submit new targets for emission reductions for 2030 by 2020. 2020 is coming very close, and the Conference of the Parties, the Climate Summit in November of 2020, is seen as the deadline for coming with these new targets. It is very clear that the big emitters, all the countries in the world, are looking at the European Union to see what the EU is doing, and as long as the EU is not coming with the new target, they will also not be coming with a new target. So it's essential, it's crucial that the EU very soon in 2020, in the first half of 2020, adopts a new target for 2030 that is substantially ambitious. In our view as NGOs, this needs to be at least minus 65% in order to be in line with the ambition to limit temperature rise to 1.5 degrees. That's the first issue. A second issue, also very, very short term. We have just last month had the 10th anniversary of the Pittsburgh Declaration. It's the G20 declaration in 2009 in Pittsburgh, in which all the G20 countries promised to phase out all fossil fuel subsidies in the short to medium term. Where 10 years later, the European Union and its member states still have more than 100 billion euros of support to the fossil fuel industry a year. More than 100 billion euros that can be used for many, many, many other good things. So it's time, it's urgently time for the EU and for the member states to phase out all these fossil fuel subsidies, be it direct subsidies, tax breaks, etc., etc. And there, unfortunately, I think yesterday's debate in the European Investment Bank's Bureau doesn't give us good hope. There's a good proposal that has been made by the management of the EIB, but there's still a number of member states in the EU that are hesitant to reduce and to phase out all support to any type of fossil fuels, including support to gas, which needs to end soon. Thank you.